Hello, everyone. Welcome to CSCI 1900 at East Tennessee State University. This class is Math for Computer Science, and I'm your instructor, Jake Gillenwater. Just wanted to give a really brief introduction of some of the course policies and kind of what you can expect this course to look like as we go through the semester. Switch over to the other screen. Yes, love it when everything works. Uh, so again, my name is Jake Gillenwater, and welcome to 1900. So, a little idea of where you should be. If this is your first semester doing computer science, not a problem. Not a problem. You don't need to know any advanced concepts or any advanced programming skills to succeed in this course. As far as mindset, you want to make sure you have just basic reasoning skills. One of the things we're going to look at as the course progresses is something called mathematical proofs. So we're going to we're going to make some claims, and we're going to kind of follow these claims through to their conclusion. And if you're not on board with that, we're going to have a hard time. And as far as just other math skills, just basic algebra, high school algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, just the idea of moving things around and making variables and just basic properties of mathematics. So, why are you here? Because you're going to learn about discrete math. Discrete math is used all over computer science. Discrete math is the study of non-continuous values. That's someone else can deal with continuous values. That's all the little tiny bits in between the numbers, like all the numbers between 1 and 2. There's a lot of decimals in there. We don't care about those. Also, we're going to help you develop math skills to help you approach things in a more computational way, in a more mathematically minded way. And a lot of these concepts that we're going to talk about are going to transfer directly into your programming courses. So if you're also in like a beginner programming course, this is going to be great for you. And also just generally better problem solving skills. People who are good at math tend to be good at learning new things. They do very good at thinking critically and thinking outside the box and analyzing the situation very well. So all these things are going to be high level goals for this course. So, some things you're going to learn is we're going to understand examples and perform operations on sets. We're going to talk about what sets are. We're going to talk about functions. We're going to talk about what functions are. And we're going to talk about relations and what relationships are. Not the ones you're thinking of, not between, you and your significant other. These are very different relationships. We're going to apply propositional and predicate logic. So, just how logical arguments flow and form. We're going to talk a little bit about matrices and a little bit of linear algebra stuff, kind of give you like an idea of what that course is like. We're going to we're going to spend a lot of time talking about proofs and mathematical proofs and how we can show things to be true using very simple mathematical statements. If we just kind of combine them and build them up, we can show these really complicated things with very simple, starting points. Also, we're going to learn a little bit about modeling and building up mathematical models and showing how one thing relates to something else that doesn't look like it would necessarily be the same, but they're exactly the same. They're totally equivalent. And also how we relate these things to your programming courses. That's something I talked about just a moment ago. So all these things are going to really help you transition over from this high-level mathematical concept, or what does this have to do with anything, to yes, I understand this. I can make a program out of this. I can make my computer do stuff for me. There is a textbook we're going to use pretty heavily throughout this course. It's Discrete Math and Its Applications by Kenneth Rosen. This is the 8th edition book. You can get this off of any major book supplier. It's not hard to find. Go forth online and search for it. You can get a hold of a copy. There are some other books we will use occasionally. These are free online ebooks. I will link to those kind of as necessary. And they're just to kind of cover some things that this book covers very well. This is a great book. I love this book. I wouldn't ever think teaching this course with a different book. But there are some things it's a very complicated book for. This book isn't made for computer science students or math students. It's made for both. And this is the same book I used when I took 1900 way back in the day. And it's the same course I used all the way up through my analysis of algorithms graduate course. And so it covers a very wide depth. This book goes very in depth, and I love it for that reason, excuse me. But sometimes for a freshman level course, it just kind of goes over your head, and it's a little hard. So we use some other books to kind of supplement that. So some day one stuff is we're going to read the syllabus, and there's a quiz on D2L. I'm not going to take the time to read that here. You all are functional human adults. You can take the time to read the syllabus. Uh, Things to keep in mind: just act professionally, be nice to each other. I know we're going to be doing this online; it's going to be a little different. But just whatever looking nice and being kind to one another looks like in an online environment, I want to see that. Show up for class and do your assignments, ask questions. Again, this is maybe more of an in-class sort of thing, but where this is coming like an online course, I've got 14 modules spread out over 16 weeks, so about a module a week. You can slack off here or there, take time off to study for exams. I want you all to do that. But make sure you're keeping on top of things. Make sure you're kind of following along at about the pace that you should be. And then the last thing is speak to me. I'm not I'm not some man in a box. I'm a real human person. Send me emails, all the emails. All of my students send me emails all the time, and I love it. I love interacting. We're going to be doing this online. I might not get too much face-to-face interaction. I would like to come and visit you over in Chattanooga. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But we'll see, how that progresses. I think that's all I've got for now. Some things I do want to hit on from the syllabus side of things. Late work is something that everyone asks about. I want to know about late work. How are things going to work for late work? Due dates are going to be pretty flexible in this class, just because of the nature of it being online and kind of asynchronous and want y'all to work at your own pace. But if there's anything that I do set like a definite deadline for, there is going to be a late work policy on that. And again, they're going to be pretty flexible for the most part. But as things are late, there is a scaling penalty. Make sure you read that section. Do read that. There's some things to be said about academic misconduct. That's cheating. Don't do that. Here's the main thing. Here's what I was looking for. Disabilities and accommodations. Make sure, please, I'm begging of you, please do this. Reach out to disability services. If you even think you might qualify for an accommodation, reach out to disability services. It sometimes takes a little bit to get that paperwork through, so go ahead and start that process now. It's better to have it on the record and not need it than to need it and not have it, because I can't give you any accommodations until I get that go ahead from disability services. So if you think that you even might qualify, please reach out to disability services as soon as possible. As far as a breakdown of grades, we do 3 exams in this class. They're worth about 20% each, 60% in total, and then the other 40% comes from labs and homeworks and quizzes and whatever else. Whatever it is we do, that's going to make up the other 40%. So you can see a big bulk of this class is going to be, how well can you do on these exams. But, following along with the homework will definitely help. And usually those who follow along with the homework do very well in the exams, and those who don't tend to struggle. So make sure you do lots of practice. All right, I think those are the main things that I wanted to hit on for the syllabus and welcome to the class and all that other good stuff. If you think of anything else, please email me. I want to know. I want to hear from you. That's it. Goodbye. Thank you so much.